Hello, baseball fans. Welcome to Chop House Chatter episode 2. I'm Thomas. This is
I'm
Jackson.
Jackson.
We're going to have a good time here. We have an interesting episode. We are going to do a fantasy draft for all-time Braves players. And what we mean by all-time, that is the Boston Braves, Milwaukee Braves, and the Atlanta Braves. We're going through all three cities, the entire lineup. Jackson, you ready for this?
I am. I'm super ready. Let's jump on in.
This is going to be fun.
I believe we decided you have the first overall pick. So
yes, sir. We did a little wager for the World Baseball Classic last night, and I won the wager. Going to let y'all use your imaginations for what the wager might have been, but it might not be what you think it is. But I'm just going to let y'all kind of play with that as you will. But I do have the first overall pick. We're going to go snake draft. So I'll have the first pick. Then Jackson will have two in a row. Then I'll have two in a row, and we'll go throughout it that way. We're going to do a starting 9, including the DH, because we're now in the world of baseball with the universal DH. We're going to do 4 starting pitchers and then a closer. So after we do this video, we're going to post it on our social media accounts just for who has each team. And we're going to let you, the fans, decide who would win a all-time 7-game series. You ready for this, Jackson?
I'm ready.
All right, all-time Braves, I don't think it's much of a decision for me. First overall pick, I'm going with, you see my social media handle, 755 Chop Talk. It's 755 for a reason. I got to go with Hank Aaron. Was that a surprise for you?
No.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. Hank Aaron, he will be in the Mount Rushmore of all-time Braves greats forever. I don't think anyone would ever top him.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, the man's got a statue in the whole exhibit at Truist Park. So
look at the address of the Braves Stadium, 755 Battery Avenue. I mean, everything's just paying homage to him.
Yeah. I mean,
I do have a slight change for Mr. Hank Aaron. I'm drafting him as a left fielder.
All right. Hank Aaron in left field. Ooh.
Hank Aaron in left field. Just to throw some stuff up. I have some new kinks coming for you.
All right. I like it. All right. So with the second pick, I have to pick Greg Maddux, probably one of the greatest pitchers of all time. So I have to pick Greg Maddux. You know, he can handle the bat too. So if we didn't have the DH, feel pretty good. I think on the back of Greg Maddux, I'm going to draft Warren Spahn. I'm double dipping in the starting pitchers.
You're double dipping all of our starting pitchers right now. I don't like it.
I got Greg Maddux, arguably one of the greatest pitchers of all time, 4 Cy Young Awards, and then I'm going to get Warren Spahn, who's probably one of the greatest lefties of all time, behind like Sandy Koufax. So
you're just going to try to beat me with pitching. I guess I need to go offense and just get all the best position players here. Let's see. 4th overall pick. Hold up. Let me stand up just for a moment, just so you can see whose jersey I have on.
Oh.
You did mention in episode 1, one of your favorite players growing up was Chipper. So I'm just going to go ahead and take him since you took Greg Maddux.
All right.
So Chipper Jones off the board.
That's fine with me.
My third baseman.
All right.
And for the 5th overall pick, since I have Chipper now, don't have to worry about putting him in my DH. That was my backup plan, just in case you went with the other third baseman, which I think I know who you're going to go with. So my next pick, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take the best closer in Braves history. I'm going with Craig Kimbrell.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
He was definitely. Make sure you don't get them all.
He's at the top of my board for closers. So, pretty self-explanatory there. Craig Kimbrell with the Braves, absolutely unhittable.
Completely. And for him to only be a Brave for 4 or 5 seasons, he lit it up those years.
I think it was 5 years. I think if you look at the splits between his first 5 years and his next 5 years in the majors, it doesn't even look like the same pitcher. His stats are so ridiculous. He's been mediocre for like the past 5 years, and he still has like a 2.5 ERA somehow. I don't get it.
And for him to be that young doing that was amazing right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, who are you taking off my board now?
Well, since you took my favorite player, I think it's only fair for me to take your favorite
Don't
player.
do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna draft Andrew Jones for center field because I need some offense.
Oh, Andrew. Are you getting young Andrew or are you getting like 50,
Oh,
60 home run Andrew?
you know, I want the 50, 60 home run Andrew. I need some pop. And I
One
think
thing I didn't like about Andrew during that season, he dropped down to his knee to hit a lot of those home runs. At least a third of those home runs he was hitting off of one leg.
he was going golfing, is what he was doing.
Was going golfing.
You know, and
Took my favorite player.
I'm gonna follow it up with Eddie Matthews at third base because I need some protection from my boy Andrew Jones. So
Right, taking Eddie. Had a feeling that was going to be your third baseman since I stole Chipper. So slide him off of my board because, of course, we all have the same players on our boards. I mean, we know what the Braves greats are.
yeah, so I mean, it's looking pretty potent so far.
Yes. All right. Up next, I'm gonna take. Let's go with another Cy Young pitcher. Tom Glavine is coming off the board.
Tom Glavine. I have a signed shirt by Tom Glavine. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tom Glavine, he's one of the best. I mean, if you got that opportunity, you're gonna take that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to pick him, but I had to pick some bats. Can't outpitch everyone, you know.
For the next pick, I'm gonna go to. I'm a little conflicted here because I know who the best at this position is, but I like my backup better.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go with my backup, going with the catcher position. I'm going with Javi Lopez.
Javi Lopez.
He's not the best catcher in Braves history, but he is my favorite catcher, and he did some amazing things while he was with the Braves.
Javi Lopez was a stud. You know,
Yes.
I mean, steroid rumors aside, we'll ignore those.
But that was the era of baseball there.
It was. This is a fantasy draft, so we're allowed to live in fantasy world. We can have
Yes.
Javi Lopez on steroids. We'll have what he hit, like 40 home runs, 45 home runs, something like that.
40, 45. He definitely had the most in single season history for a Braves catcher.
Yeah. In his contract year.
Yeah. Of course it happens in his contract year. Look at Dansby his last season with us.
Yeah. Obviously. Ooh. Javi Lopez. That was my catcher. So might have to pivot here.
Who you got coming next?
You know, I think I'm gonna grab some more pitching because pitching is nice. I think I'm going to take Phil Niekro as my 3-star starter.
Phil, Mr. Nuxie.
Oh, I love Nuxie. So take Nuxie off the board. And then for my closing pitcher, I'm going to use John Smoltz as my closer.
I was debating on if I wanted to go with Smoltz as a starter or if I wanted to go with Smoltz as a closer. And it's interesting. You're going with him as the closer, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. So Niekro gone, Smoltz gone. I'm going to go to center field next, and I'm going to pull Dale Murphy off the board.
Oh, Dale Murphy.
Gotta love Murph. Murph is still the nicest guy out there, and I've met him a couple of times. I was working with the Braves as a tour guide, and I have yet to see him ever in the 6 times I've seen him not have a smile on his face. He's always talking, always telling these stories, always having a smile on his face. So, Murph, if you're watching this, love you, man.
Yeah, I too have met Dale Murphy. He's my dad's favorite player. So I think my dad would be disappointed I didn't draft Dale Murphy sooner. So
Gotcha here. Next pick. Again, I kind of like my second choice better than the first, but rather than before, I'm going to go with my first pick here. Second base, going with Ozzie Albies.
Ozzie Albies.
Love Ozzie. Ozzie's still doing great things, and he's still really, really young. So he can still go better. He can still get better than where he is now.
I mean, he's under contract for what, like another 3-4 years still.
I think he's through 2026. So hey, I love it.
Good pick. Good pick. I mean, future potential. You got to have some youngsters on there somewhere, right?
Don't go young with me. Don't go young with the next pick.
No. I mean, I kind of want to, but I kind of don't. You know what? I think I'm going to pick, you know, I know he went to the Dodgers and everyone's heartbroken. I'm going to pick Freddie Freeman as my first
That was my dark horse. You weren't supposed to do that. Dang. Okay, Freddie off the board, but he's no longer a Brave, so hey, you can have him.
Yeah. And then for shortstop, I think I'm going to pick Rabbit Moranville.
Feeling you were going to do that one as well.
Got to get the best shortstop on the board. The Braves haven't had a ton of great shortstops,
Nope.
but Rabbit Moranville, pretty good.
Well, when it came to the shortstop position, I was conflicted with three different options. Of course, Rabbit was number one. Rabbit's always going to be the best shortstop we've ever had in the organization. But we could also go with a Andrelton Simmons. Everyone loved Simba, but I'm actually not going to pick him. I'm going to go with my childhood favorite shortstop. I'm going with Rafael Furcal for my next
Ooh,
pick.
that's a good pick. Got some speed in that lineup.
Exactly. Got to have somebody leading off. Got to be able to drop down the bunt and just hurt you on the bases.
All right.
And after that, let's see. I'm going to slide over to right field, and we're pulling Ronald Acuna Jr. off the board.
Ooh, he was my next pick. I was hoping
I
you'd
had a
forget
feeling.
about
I
him.
knew he was going to be off the board eventually, so I didn't want to risk it one more round.
Good pick.
So got Acuna here. Who you got next?
All right. So let's see. Just taking a look. I only have Andrew Jones in center field. I'm going to shift this guy to right field. I'm going to pick Wally Burger.
Ollie Burger. I'm not familiar with that name. That's an old school name.
Yeah. Here,
Tell me a little bit about Wally.
I'll read you some stats off of Wally Burger. He was with the Boston Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Let's let Baseball Reference load here for a sec. But he was a 4-time All-Star with the Braves, finished top 15 in MVP voting 5 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
Led the National League in 1935 with 34 home runs, 130 RBI. So he's got some pop.
Got it.
Yeah. Right-handed hitting. He was a center fielder. I'm going to play him in right.
Okay.
Got a lot of ground to cover. Career 300 hitter.
Does he have a good arm though? What's his assist look like?
You know what? In all my years of doing stats on Baseball Reference, I have no idea. I have no idea how many outfield assists that man had. They didn't really keep track of it. So
yeah, back in the Boston Braves days, they did not. I didn't really start keeping up with the assist until Jeff Francoeur came to the organization, and Homeboy had a arm.
yeah,
I was able to see Francoeur. He was a closing pitcher for Parkview High School, and they actually beat my high school Lowndes in the state championship. They brought him in to close everything out. That was pretty amazing to see that.
Yeah. Jeff Francoeur had a cannon on him. I love him in the booth too. He's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Who you got? I think you got one more pick.
All right. I'm gonna stay in the outfield.
Okay.
And you can call me a little crazy on this one. I'm gonna go another old school. This might overlap into the Boston Bean Eaters. So I'm going to pick Billy Hamilton, not modern Billy Hamilton. I'm talking Billy Hamilton, who was born. Let's see, he was born in 1866.
1866, 1 or 2 years before yourself, right?
Oh no. But Billy Hamilton's career resume at the Braves. He stole 274 bags. Was a career 339 hitter. Your classic dead ball era. 132 OPS plus, 869 OPS. Doubles machine, 95 doubles in like 6 seasons. So
got it. So is it just a Billy Hamilton name? Everybody named Billy Hamilton has speed.
I guess. I mean, if you look at a picture of this guy, he was 5'6", 165.
Got it. Let's see. Am I missing any positions on here? I don't have a first baseman. So I'm gonna go crime dog Fred McGriff at first base.
That's a good pick.
It was either gonna be Fred McGriff or, of course, after Freddie's gone, either Fred McGriff or Adam LaRoche. I miss Adam LaRoche. That was
Adam LaRoche. Adam LaRoche, when he was hitting well, he was a monster. Love me some.
I need a little bit more starting pitching help. So I'm gonna go to recent inductee into the Braves Hall of Fame. Recent as in within the past 5 years. I'm gonna go with Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson. I love Tim Hudson. He was anywhere near on my board.
He left him off the board. What is that?
And I love Hud Dog. So if you're listening, Tim Hudson, I'm sorry.
I'll make sure to
I
send
just,
him this link.
I
All right,
forgot.
who
I
you
was
got
hard.
next?
I got next. Ooh,
Yep.
all right. Let's see. I got my outfield set. I got a shortstop, a third baseman, and a first baseman. I need a second baseman and a catcher. I can get another starting pitcher too. I
But you
think
cannot. You cannot. Just go
I
and
think
go with 2 second basemen right now.
I think at second base I'm gonna put Ron Gant.
Ron Gant. All right. I did not have him on my board.
And then for the catcher position, I think Joe Torre's on the board, but I think Brian
Really?
McCann. I think
Really?
Brian
You're
McCann
skipping past Joe Torre?
for Brian McCann.
All right. That's another one. That shocked me there. I could have went with Joe Torre there.
You know, he Brian McCann was one of my favorite players in the 2010s. I thought he was really steady for the Braves, and then when he left Atlanta, he was not good. But before that, he was great.
So if you're leaving Joe Torre on the board, I'm going to take him and I'm going to slide him into the DH position.
All right.
I mean, you can't just leave a Hall of Fame player and coach out there and not pick him for the all-time team. So Joe Torre's off the board, and I'm going to come back to the starting pitching, and I'm going to get our ace as of right now, Max Fried. Max Fried is off the board.
Max Fried. All right.
I think we only got a couple more picks left.
I think so as well. I still got to fill the DH spot, and I think I have one more starting pitching spot. That's it, if I'm not mistaken.
Might only have one more pick myself.
All right. So I think for the starting pitching, I'm going to pick Johnny Sane, because Spawn and Sane pray for rain.
Got it.
I'll round it out with Johnny Sane, who was really good. Went and fought in World War II, came back and was really good for a couple more years.
Yeah.
So we'll get Johnny Sane, and then in the DH spot, you'll laugh. I'm gonna pivot because he stayed on the board. I didn't expect him to.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick Dan Uggla because is there anyone more designated hitter than Dan Uggla? But Bob Horner's still on the board, and I'm gonna put Bob Horner as my designated hitter.
Not Mr. 4 homers in one game.
Yes, sir. My lineup may be a little left-handed heavy, but it's okay.
No problem. I mean, look at the first 5 batters of the Japan team from last night's game. All lefties. So I don't see a problem with that. And then for my last pick, I need a starting pitcher. I'm gonna get some speed up there. I'm gonna go with the youngster Spencer Strider as my last pick. I know a lot of people are not going to like that because he hasn't proved himself. He's still young. He's only had 1 season with us, but look at all of the Braves legends that we have up here, all of these old school players. How often are they going to see 100 to 102 mile an hour fastball? So I think I can throw you off with that one a little bit.
I don't know. Some of my old school guys faced Walter Johnson. Yeah.
But that's how it was back in the day. They had one pitcher that could throw 98 plus. Nowadays, we have at least one on every team, right?
That's fair. But you would have to face Walter Johnson every single time you played that team.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
caveat.
So I will post our starting lineups. I will post everything here on our video. I will also post it on Twitter. So make sure you go on there and you vote who has the best team and who will be able to win a 7-game series.
I'm feeling pretty confident with my rotation.
I think you have the rotation, but I think I might have the bats. So it might be a little similar to last night's World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel confident. I got 4 out of 5 are Hall of Fame pitchers.
Yeah,
I still got some. Still got some pretty good talent. You know, Andrew Jones.
Yeah,
a couple old timers in the outfield. I know I have a lot of older players.
Flip flop. You got Andrew, I got Chipper. Of course, that happens.
You know that's how it goes.
Yeah. So you got anything else for us, Jackson?
No, just check us out. Spread it to your friends. We love to talk to the Atlanta Braves. We'll be making more podcasts like this. Let us know if you have anything you guys want us to talk about, debate who's who's the best catcher in Braves
Yep.
history all time, because obviously we don't think it's Joe Torre. If you want to come debate us, you can shoot us a message. I'm at Top Fan Stats Guy on Instagram. Thomas is at 755 Chop Talk. So hit us up, let us know how we did. And
Make sure to go follow Top Fan Rivalry as well. Can't forget about them.
Yeah, we're on them once a week. We'll be talking Braves baseball once a week on Top Fan Rivalry. If you want to get anything on the website, a locker room membership, merchandise, you can just use the code Chop Talk, and you'll get 10% off. So,
cool. All right, fans, y'all have a good one, and chop on.
Chop on.